Welcome to Backyard Bows. So it's raining, we are off work, and I'm headed to Rural King. I'm gonna get myself that Illinois combo tag. $400 is pricey, but I found, my buddy introduced me to this gentleman the other night. Had just a really small little parcel of land, timber, 5 acres. His mom owned 9 acres right next door. He was like, you can have at it. There are unbelievable amount of deer in there. He goes, the most I ever saw in one night is like 30 in the farm field next door. So I went over there last week, scouted a little bit, love what I'm seeing. I'm gonna go purchase this tag, and I'm gonna get in there and see what I can do. But man, it's thick. It's been untouched, but I think there's enough heavy trails. I think I can post up on one of the access points, and we'll see what we find and what we see. And I'm excited to hunt somewhere new. Well, there it is. I got one antlerless, one either sex. Man, it was a lot of money, but I also didn't think I could wait till November to pull the trigger on another buck. It's a long time to wait. That's what happens when you get that buck opening day. It's kind of bittersweet. So this little property is really nice. I'm kind of set up on a trail that comes from the top of the screen all the way down. I'm kind of right at the tail end of this trail. And then what I found that I really liked was about 15 yards from me is a communal scrape right there. There's all kinds of rubs and scrapes in this area, but then that big communal scrape right there, I thought this would be a perfect spot to set up on. You know, I thought I could wait, shoot some does in the meantime, get a buck later on, and I just couldn't. So here we are, Illinois, finally got my tag, and I am back in a tree stand with buck fever once again. So what I'm hoping is that they'll come from the top of the screen, come all the way down. That's about a 30-yard spot right there where there's another trail that comes off of the ridge and through here. So I'm thinking somewhere between a 30 and 20-yard shot is kind of what I'm hoping for. So when I started Backyard Bows, I thought, man, I need to get as many bows in the field as I can, as much equipment in the field as I can, and start testing stuff. So the first deer we got with the SS34, and now we're on to Expedition. So it's the X Lite. It wasn't in my top 5, but man, this bow is an absolute little hammer. It's nice and light for climbing in. I'm excited for this one. I didn't even see him. I'm still chewing. I can't believe it. I think it was a nice 8-point. Let's go see him. I was a little shaky up there, but I figured I'd climb down. So I just set my climber. Stand just up on a random tree right here in this thick area with a heavy trail behind me. And I was eating a blueberry bar. Sure enough, I look over my shoulder. He's right there, just eating, grazing. I mean, I knew he had no acknowledgement. The wind was played perfectly for me. There he is, right there. Man, they haven't really gone far this year. I want to find that arrow because I was using that broadhead I made that reel with. I want to see how that thing did, but I think I hit him I was aiming almost straight down. So I think I hit him in the top of the shoulder, but you know, when you hit them sometimes and they just immediately start gushing blood. I mean, look at this. And the blood is just pouring out of this guy. Look at that. That's where he stopped, and I tried to get the camera on him to show you. I could see the blood pouring out of him. It would have been an easy track if I wouldn't have known where he ended up. But oh, there goes. So damn. Broadhead's still intact. Oh man, that's wild. That thing must have hit something hard, like a shoulder or something. It didn't go in very far, but he didn't go very far either, so We'll see.
First sit, Illinois. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I'm on 5 acres, just a 5-acre little bitty patch right across the river. It's the third time I've ever hunted in Illinois. First deer I've ever taken in Illinois. This is wild. Expedition X Light, hammered. I mean, smooth on the draw. He was right I was right above. I mean, I was facing almost directly down. It had to be a 10-yard shot. Almost directly facing down. Look at this guy. Big body. This was gonna be, I was looking for something to fill the freezer. Look at this. I can't believe it.
There was this one time I had this guy ask me, the easiest way to figure out what hunting means to you and why you hunt is ask yourself the simple question, is if at the end of the season, if you could get a 200-inch giant or 6 does, what would it be? I'm 6 does all day. I love chasing after a big deer. I love getting it mounted, Euro mounts, hanging it up on the wall, honoring the animal, reminiscing, kind of having something to kind of remember them by. But in the end, for me and my family, it's all about the meat. The tallow will go to making skincare products for our daughter who has eczema. We'll eat the liver. We'll prepare the heart for the kids. Heart taco night is my favorite. That's the most important thing to me, especially now that it's become a habit. I mean, having an empty freezer to me gives me anxiety. You know, I want to make sure that my family's taken care of if the grocery stores go short or anything happens. I remember when COVID first hit, the grocery stores were empty, and I remember being like, man, that's kind of scary. So like being able to provide my own meat for my family, know where it comes from, be able to inspect it, clean it myself, make sure that it's healthy. All of that stuff kind of is the biggest factor into hunting and why I do what I do, and the amount of preparation and money that goes into this for me is all to provide my family with the best meat possible with the most nutrition provided to my family. And that's kind of where I'm at. So as cool as it was to hunt this buck and to get a buck in Illinois for the first time, man, this meat right here is perfection to me. Look how fatty this animal is. I mean, he is 100% healthy. He's bulked up. He just has his neck. I got probably 7 pounds of meat just off of his neck alone. But yeah, if you ever find yourself in a position where you're just wondering, like, why am I hunting? Ask yourself that question.
Something else I like to do this time of year, and these ones aren't as stinky, but they do the trick. But you can cut them glands off right there, and you can rub them on your mock scrapes. That's, you know, especially when you get in the rut. You get a buck in the rut, and those are real stinked up. Man, you can cut them off and use them.
So, aftermath. Got a picture from my daughter. She always draws me pictures when I get deers. It's kind of funny. Got the liver, whole bunch of extra good fat right here. He was real fatty. Always got that heart. I don't know if you saw the picture earlier, but man, look at that. You can tell that was my broadhead. Look at that. Perfect heart shot. That's why he was bleeding everywhere. Whole bunch of meat. That's a trash can full of meat, probably, I'm gonna guess somewhere between 45 and 50 pounds, maybe more like 45. And I'm gonna get him Euro mounted.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, hit that like button, leave us a comment. I love interaction. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We have so much more to come. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook for updates of anything else that we're gonna review. If there's something that you're interested in, hit those links below and check them out. And make sure, no matter what your setup is, what bow you're shooting, get your reps in on the daily. We'll see you next week.